We are at the Salem waterfront, and this event is the Out of the Darkness Walk. And Out of the Darkness, we really want to focus on suicide prevention and awareness, as well as mental health and behavioral health issues. We would like people to come. We would like them to attend the bead table and pick out beads. Every color of bead represents a different loss. So as many beads as you would like to take. We also have our memorial garden, and that's where you can go and write a little note to your loved one that you have lost, as well as pick up a sticker to say who you're walking for today. There are lots of sponsors and booths today, and we will have a ceremony at the beginning. We'll be listening to two different speakers. One will be sharing a story about suicide, and then we will also have Chief Womack with the Salem Police Department coming out to support the event, which is fantastic. We will talk a little bit about why we're here and the struggles of those that have either completed suicide or those family members that have struggled with the loss of suicide. We will also have a bead ceremony where everyone has the ability to hold up the bead of their color when for those that they have lost. And then we will be having the walk itself. My mom committed suicide when I was 15 years old, so it's something that has always impacted me. I carried on as a law enforcement officer, so there's plenty of both suicide calls that I had to go on and attend, as well as deliver those death notifications to family members, which is incredibly difficult. Apart from that, I've also lost friends from law enforcement due to suicide, so that complex post-traumatic stress disorder really hits home for me. In that vein, I was kind of interested in starting up a bereavement group for the Salem area, and so myself and Rose Treasure, we co-facilitate a Salem chapter of the bereavement group for suicide. So we have that once a month. It's on the third Mondays, and that's at Broadway Commons. It starts at 6 o'clock, ends at 7:30 for any of those Salem people that would like to come and join and just talk about their loved ones.
The Oregon chapter of American Foundation for Suicide Prevention represents the entire state. So regardless of where you are in the state, you can get involved, volunteer. We have events across the state in the spring and in the fall. AFSP in general is a nationwide nonprofit that started in 1987 by a group of families who lost loved ones to suicide, and they wanted to find out answers to why. They did that by raising funds, like we're doing here today, to pay for research. Once they did the research, they got a few answers. We were able to develop education programs that we're able to do across the country for free to whoever wants them, different trainings to know what to look out for, know what to do to support a loved one who struggles, stuff like that. And then we also do survivor support, so people who have lost a loved one. We have International Survivors of Suicide Loss Day. It's always the Saturday prior to Thanksgiving. But you just go onto our website, afsp.org/Oregon, and there will be a link that says volunteer with us, and you just fill it out. We have you do our volunteer 101 through Zoom, and then we're good to go as having a new volunteer. We just hope people find hope. Suicide is something that is so stigmatized, and when you lose someone to suicide, or if you're someone who struggles like myself, it oftentimes feels like you're the only one in that position. So coming together, having that community where people get it. Our bead ceremony we do at all of our different events. There are 10 different colors of beads that represent different connections to suicide. So for myself, I wear purple for the loss of several friends and family members. Teal is for supporting those who struggle. Rainbow is for LGBTQ folks. Silver is for military and first responders. Blue is supporting suicide prevention in general. And then green is for folks like myself who struggle with their mental health or live with suicidal ideations.
I am here today representing Northwest Human Services, also being a transitional programs director of our programs Hope Host and Hotline Crisis 988. It is an integral part of my position. celebrating our second year with 988 Crisis Hotline. We also have our Crisis and Information line, which is like a warm line for those that may not be having suicidal ideation, but still overwhelmed, stressed, grief, whatever we can do to help process and just really focus on our mental wellness. We all have our own reasons for being here, but beyond work, it's also hits home personally. I ran into a young girl this morning who didn't even know about the walk today, and she had a t-shirt on with her brother's picture because he chose to end his life 2 years ago today, and she didn't know about it. And I'm like, I don't believe in coincidences. You are meant to be here, and I want you to know you're not alone, and there are people who've lost those that are really close to. And so my message, even to my children, is you're not alone. You're not the only one who's ever struggled. And people struggle for different reasons, for different, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, all of that can bring up those feelings of not feeling valuable, not feeling like you're good enough. There is somebody here for you. You can make a call. You can now text 988 if you don't want to call somebody, but having the conversation, and that's the hardest part, is to say I'm struggling, to say I need help.
I was invited to today's walk by my good friend Sarah McKeever, Mrs. Oregon. She knows my story of struggling with suicide and my attempts, and so being a suicide survivor, this is a great opportunity to support a great cause right here in our community. I think this event is very important for our community to really know the struggle that is out there every day with everybody. I'm a person people see in our community as a guy who owns a restaurant, some success, but yet I've had my own battle, my own journey. And so being able to have this walk really brings that awareness that it's not just people in the community who look like they're struggling, it could be anybody. And so really being able to provide that awareness and support is really, really important.
It's okay to not be okay. So whatever you're feeling, it's okay, it's valued. You should feel every emotion, but reach out no matter what you feel, even if you're too scared. Someone could be struggling as well, and your impact and story can help so many people.
Community members, if they want to learn more about our organization, what we do, just visit afsp.org/Oregon, and all of our information, loss and healing resources, information on our research is all available there. Things can get better, easier. Those losses never go away. They're a part of us forever. But we try and focus on how our loved ones lived rather than how they were lost.